This film is a cinematic triumph. And it's a cinematic triumph in multiple ways. One of the ways is the visual effects. You see Mike as Smoke and Stack the first time. After that first interaction with Hogwood,
you boys twins?
Most audience members completely forget that it's Mike playing both characters. They're so distinctly two characters who have such a distinct interaction with one another that I think this actually supports people sleeping on the movie as a visual effects film because it was too good. A lot has been made about the shot to light each other's cigarettes, which to me came off as a wink to the audience, like, hey, we ain't playing with y'all.
My whole thing was I wanted to use that shot to cement the believability of the twins.
And it worked.
You know, like how
Succeeded.
So my whole pitch was like, let's do this the way that all our peers would say, you're absolutely batshit crazy. This is not how.
There's no way you can do this.
Yes, I mean that.
Yeah.
You know, like to a point where like we're gonna do exactly what no one else would expect us to do because it's just too hard.
Yeah.
You know, so what you would normally do is have that whole shot play out with a body double.
Yeah.
And then replace the head of the body double as the cigarette is handed back and forth and all that. And that's exactly what we did not want to do. But I had a feeling that it would make a big difference to see Michael full body for both Smoke and Stack. It was blatantly obvious all of a sudden how different he was playing the twin.
It was one of the most remarkable things about the post-production process, having seen Michael perform on set and to see the differences between the characters, but then to see it come together in the edit and see the scenes play out next to each other and then have a full appreciation for the expertise he was putting into those characters.
I've known Mike for almost 20 years. This is far and away the best he's ever been, and this is a not only a cinematic feat, but I think it's an achievement in performance. Yeah, as a peer, I looked at this and I was like, wow, man, you deserve every good thing coming to you from this film.
And he really did do double the work.
I was there. I watched it.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the Halo rig. We would shoot scenes with Mike as Smoke. Then we would have to do this pass where he would wear this thing that was about as big as one of these lights, and they called it the Halo. It's a rig that he would put on his head like he was in Back to the Future that had multiple cameras. Now, did you guys create the Halo rig?
We were talking about what information we needed to do the digital head replacements. Michael sketched out the Halo rig on a napkin, and this was all in conversation with Guido because we knew Guido was going to do the work.
Guido, they are specialists when it comes to like these full head replacements. And you know, so what visual effects people usually do is
hockey mask.
What is called a hockey mask approach.
Okay.
Yes. You basically take somebody's face and put it on another person's head. When we showed that to Mike for the first time, he immediately said, those are not my ears, that's not my hairline, that's not my fall in the neck. Like this just isn't me. And then we were like, oh, I mean, yeah, makes perfect sense because Mike is not just an actor, but he's a director as well. Yeah, he has directed himself. So unlike me, he knows what his ears look like.
He knows what it looks like from over his shoulder. He knows all the angles.
Exactly. So that was the first moment where like, oh, this is gonna get a little bit more complicated because we're gonna have to replace his entire head. And this is specifically for scenes where there's so much interaction, physical interaction, you know, fighting, punching, I don't know what. So where they're into each other that we cannot do a split screen because we were always going the hard route when it came to like those twin shots. We tried as much in camera as we could every single time. So one parameter that we knew, and I think that was new for you guys as well, was we need full heads.
Yep.
And then the second thing was that Ryan kept telling us, look, we're here because of Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan's the guy who keeps us all employed because, you know, people want to see him. And so whenever we do this, it has to be his performance and not somebody else.
We have to service him,
You know, and that's the other thing with the hockey mask approach, because normally when visual effects people do that, then it's usually the performance of the double. You would end up with a person who looks like Michael B. Jordan in the face, but somebody else's head, and then the performance of that person. Which wouldn't work for this
what
film.
we have, right?
Correct. So those were two non-negotiable parameters at that point in time.